Points ahead of Scotsman Tim Hastings. Joe Collier joined third with James Lodge on 32 points ahead of Callan Cooper and Niall Campbell on 20. Grant Whitaker on 14. Levi Day, the Australian, on 12. Mark Wilkinson, fellow Australian, on 11, level with Nick Anderson. The grid, Jordan Simpkin on pole position with a wicked time ahead of Tim Hastings, James Lodge and Nick Anderson. Matt Ogden heads up row 2 from Joe Collier, Levi Day and Callan Cooper. Niall Campbell on row 3 with Luke Hedger, Adam Lyne and Ben Godfrey. And row 4, Leon Geacock, Tom Fisher, Matt Paulo and Michael Robertson. Jordan Simpkin on pole position, Tim Hastings alongside him, James Lodge and Nicky Anderson rounding out that front section as they burst through the first turn here at the fabulous Oulton Park in Cheshire. 2.7 mile circuit, the first lap of 14 in beautiful spring sunshine at last. Dropping down through Cascades, heading towards the Island Bend. And this is just superb weather, perfect conditions here at Oulton Park. And as it hit Island Bend, it's Twister Hastings who got the jump on Jordan Simpkin. James Lodge, former 125 champ, having a moment there as they break into the Shell Oils hairpin ahead of Levi Day and Nick Anderson. Good start for the 23-year-old Australian Levi Day on bike number 7. That's James Lodge on bike number 7 who's made a good start. The leader, though, is Twister Hastings, trying to get the jump on the man who was 0.3 of a second quicker than him during training. Both of them underneath the existing lap record. And it's James Lodge, number 7, who's broken through into second place, ahead of the multicoloured Jordan Simpkin. Oh, but almost a mistake there by James Lodge.
It was a big mistake. He ran really wide on the left-hander of his, and Simpkin couldn't just quite get past.
On the way up Clay Hill, over the top of Clay Hill. James Lodge still in second. That man from pole position, Jordan Simpkin, lying in third place. What a really bright start for Tim Hastings. Can the little sandy-haired Scotsman make this one stick? Oh, and we've got a faller. And I think that might be at Druids, James.
That is going into Druids, I think.
Second lap of 14 then as we drop down the hill. It's Hastings, Simpkin, Lodge, Day, Anderson, Collier, Callan Cooper, Luke Hedger, Gil Fallon and Adam Lyon rounding out the top 10. And bike 50, Twister Hastings hit the grass and allowed a big mistake by the Scotsman. After all that hard work on the first lap, has allowed Jordan Simpkin through.
Yeah, this is it. This is... Let's have a look. Oh.
That's not where you want to be.
You don't really want to be doing that.
Well, this time he surely does squeeze underneath the Australian as they drop down to Knickerbrook and Hizzies. He gets through. Whoops, Daisy, what's he doing? He suddenly adjusts his visor.
I don't know what he was doing, whether that was a wave or... I don't know whether that was a wave, you know, or he was trying to signal... I don't know what happened there.
He seemed to get rid of a peel off his visor halfway up Clay Hill.
Yeah, you wouldn't go for a tear-off between the corners of a chicane there. It was a weird thing, that. Let's have a look.
He is.
Yeah, he is. You're dead right. I don't know whether... I'm not sure whether it was a tear-off or whether he was trying to shut his visor there, you know. He had a stab at it. You wouldn't go to... He must have had an issue because you wouldn't go for a tear-off there. You do it on the straight.
I'll tell you what, it didn't do Levi Day any favours. But we've got a faller, tall lad in black and orange. Oh, and another lad in blue and yellow. Swedish national colours. So everybody's crashing out around us at the moment. It's always rather entertaining fisticuffs. One of the fallers is number 79, Grant Whitaker. A former race winner here, Grant Whitaker, has gone down at Druids. No, he's gone down at Lodge, sorry. There's someone down at Lodge as well. Yeah. There is Grant Whitaker going down there. That's Whitaker.
That's the yellow and blue bike of Whitaker.
It looks to me as if Pushy Hedges beginning to get the hang of these 600s, you know.
It looks like that to me. I mean, the big difference between a 125 Honda, which is what he's been on, to the, you know, Superstock bike. They're a lot bigger. These things, top side of 100 brake horsepower, lots of power difference, and it's a weight that's the biggest difference, he'll feel.
He's going to try and get underneath Hastings as he drops down the hill. And he does it.
Yeah, easy as well. That's very clean. Yep.
So Luke Hedger is suddenly a force to be reckoned with here as the reigning Motorstar champion. 17-year-old Luke Hedger from Yate, just outside Bristol. Now really forcing the pace and trying to get him on the rostrum. There's the runaway leader at the moment, Jordan Simpkin. Here's the second place, James Lodge. Twister Hastings now under a bit of pressure, not only from Joe Collier, but also that bright green Kawasaki of number 2, Luke Hedger. Luke Hedger, who's only 9 points so far, 3 points at Brands Hatch, improving to 6 points at Thruxton, so he's obviously on an upward learning curve on the 600s, James.
Yeah.
Oh, but he loses out to Collier. The Haribo Star Mix Triumph dives underneath him, going into Shell Oil's hairpin.
Yeah, he got into third, now he's back to fifth. In one lap is Hedger, down the green bike at the back of the group there.
So the 18-year-old, number 23 from Colville, Joe Collier, works full-time as an apprentice electrician for Key Light Electrical of Colville, and he'd like to say a public thank you to them for letting him have the time off to do his race preparation and go down the gym and ride his motocross bike and stuff. Some people have all the luck, don't they? Up Clay Hill. Oh, another wide. James Lodge he's not very accurate, is he, on that motor breakers?
I've got to say, normally he is, because anybody coming from the 125 class, you've got to be accurate. If you run wide on those and have to close the throttle, with a 125 you never get the speed back, so you've got to be accurate. In a lot of ways, riding a little bike is harder than a big bike because you're punished for every mistake. But I must admit, he's a bit wayward today.
Oops, here comes Collier. Ooh, Twister decides he's going to hang on to it there as he goes through Lodge Corner, down Deer Leaf, over the top, across the start and finish straight. Halfway stage of the Pirelli National Superstock 600 Championship here at Oulton Park, and this four-way battle for 2 rostrum places. Yeah,
you know what? 14 laps down here, it's quite a long way. I know they run the same distance just about every weekend. It's a set distance within about 6 or 8 clicks. Another one down. Let's have a look.
He's getting pictures of dust, men emerging from dust clouds. Oh, it's number 33, Richie Leach,
I think. Yep.
On the Team Tinklers Yamaha has gone down. Jordan Simpkin took a long look over his shoulder there just to check where the opposition was, and the answer is, look at this Haribo Star Mix Triumph making a move through on the inside of Island Bend. A brave move by Joe Collier, pushes through to second place.
Yeah, that's about 130 miles an hour and kind of one line. There's a big bump going in. You know, he's a brave place to pass, is that.
So a good move by Joe Collier then. He moves through 12th overall in last year's championship. Here he goes.
Here we go. Yeah, there's no real way back for Lodge, and it pushes Lodge a bit wide as well, there you see, so he loses a bit more time in the process.
The leader, Simpkin, down the hill, and then the battle going on. The new second place man, Joe Collier, on the lovely blue Harry. Oh, he's gone straight on, outbraked himself down the hill. Now, he's got to rejoin no further. Well,
he can. Yeah, he can't join it in front of where he was. Now, he was in front of that group, but the fact that he's had to go through the other little chicane, through the kind of blocks, has cost him time.
So he's got to do that all again then. So Joe Collier, can he work his magic once again? He's in amongst, of course, this little mob hand of Kawasaki's. 3 Kawasaki's surrounding the Triumph. And at the front, of course, the number 18 machine, Jordan Simpkin, on the Team AHR Gold Racing Developments Yamaha.
Oh, that was so close. Yeah, Collier's getting back on it, tried to go up the inside of Lodge and Hedger, and then Lodge nearly took his front end. He didn't actually know that Collier was there. He's getting quite close, is this? And 5 laps to go.
He hasn't been detuned by that moment. He's right back on it, isn't he?
Yeah, that's another thing. You should be fairly naturally fit at sort of 18, 19, 20, and you should also have, it shouldn't affect you.
Nerves of steel.
Yeah, you kind of feel us at this age, you know, it just the way it is.
So look, Joe Collier, number 23, now hounding I love the new helmet design of James Lodge's. It's great. It looks really fine. Very distinctive number 7, and I think it's actually... Oh, here comes Collier looking up the inside, but late into Shell Oils.
Yeah, Shell Oils is all about using the camber, running it a bit wide mid-corner and then cutting it back to a late apex. The camber drops away really sharply, and you've got to be dead careful the bike isn't on its side with the throttle up, no, it does, because it has a tendency to pitch you.
And that was a good exit from Britain's by James Lodge.
Yeah.
He pulled a couple of bike lengths there. Down the hill he should be secure, especially as Collier will be just a little more conservative on the brakes there this lap.
Not much, he wasn't. He still dragged a lot of time back on James Lodge there.
I was presuming. And he wants to try that. He wants to try that flick of the visor again, because it definitely thwarts the unlucky riders behind him.
I don't think anybody knew what I was doing. You know, we'd placed it to pull a tail off if that's what he was doing.
Cambridge's Jordan Simpkin is running about just over 4 seconds up the road from this gang as they drop down the hill. Luke Hedger thinks about getting inside the Triumph, but Collier very late on the brakes.
Yeah, if you're going to be late on the brakes and good at any corner, Lodge is the one to be good at, because it means that you can have a go on the last lap. Collier up the inside of Lodge now. Let's have a look into all just doesn't do it.
Lodge he's snaking his way into those turns. He's very late on the brakes, though, defending his line down to Cascade.
Yeah, Lodge is trying really hard. Number 7 there on the Kawasaki. You can tell that because when James starts riding like he's doing, running it a bit wider, watch his throttle hand, watch the left hand as you see it, his right hand, you can see a lot of movement there. And it's difficult for James. He's a tall lad now. Ooh, Collier's up the inside. Big move. Same move again as 2 laps ago.
Identical move there by Collier. James Lodge looks to the outside going into Shell Oils, but he's not going to be able to do much about that. That's another clean move by Joe Collier, puts him back into 2nd place.
Yep.
These new Triumphs aren't any laggards, are they? They really are.
No, they're good. I mean, the Triumph, the 6M5's always been really good, but this one, somebody else off, he's angry.
Oh, it's Nick Anderson.
It is.
He was running in 8th place battle. He'd just been passed by Adam Lyon, and Anderson's ditched it.
And he's not happy with it.
Punching the tyres, son.
Here we go. Where's he gone? Oh,
he's done it on his own.
Yeah, on his own. That's unusual to fall off mid-corner there at Shell's Hairpin because there's so much camber that you can see. Oh, that's a big crash.
Oh, dear. Who was that? That's number 66 gone down big time. That's Kurt Wigley from Cannock on the Black Country UTC Racing, Wigley Racing, Yamaha.
That's coming out of Druids. There's a big roller coming out of there. And as you go over, if you've got the bike really leant over the throttle opening, as the weight drops off the bike as you go over the crest, you can still lose it there.
Number 23 under investigate. Oh, for unsafe re-entry. That's the 2nd time.
That's the 2nd time, and Collier did come rushing back onto the track right in front of Lodge. Here we go. He's gone. So look, he's gone straight on. We don't see what happens now. I reckon he got back on that quick. He might have actually missed the chicane out and gone round it because he might have missed those.
Don't know.
I don't know. He didn't actually gain a position from it, so don't know.
Oh, look at this. Finally a move by Luke Bushy-Hedger on number 7, James Lodge, snatches that 3rd place. On the final lap then, number 18, Jordan Simpkin leads the way. 23 at the moment, Joe Collier in 2nd. Luke Hedger had finally found a way past his fellow former 125 champion, James Lodge, through Druids. Oh, a bit of a mistake mid-corner there from Luke Hedger. Did it give James Lodge the chance to get the drive on him down to Lodge corner? He's going round the outside. He did get the drive, but he's gone wide. He's gone way wide, pulls it back on, glances over his shoulder. That's cost him 3rd place. The winner by a country mile, Jordan Simpkin. 2nd, Joe Collier. 3rd place for Luke Hedger. 4th place for a disconsolate James Lodge, but who knows, there might be something to be said yet about Joe Collier as they cross the line now. Levi Day, Twister Hastings, a subdued 6th place for him.
Well, as predicted by Jack Bernacle, the move from Joe Collier at the chicane was indeed deemed to be an illegal move, and after the race officials penalised Collier 5 seconds, a penalty which moved him back to 4th place in the race. There was no doubting the winner though, as Jordan Simpkin took the victory by a comfortable 2.5 seconds from Luke Hedger, with James Lodge completing the podium in 3rd place. That victory for Simpkin puts him 17 points clear at the top of the standings, with just 3 points separating Hastings, Lodge and Collier in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Luke Hedger's first appearance on a Superstock 600 podium has seen him propelled to 5th in the standings.
Well, that's it from the 600s. They'll pack up and prepare for the next round at Knockhill. But don't you move anywhere. We'll be back after the break with the Triumph Triple Challenge.